We are live, Fish. We are doing a hook here. Here we go. I got to tell you, it was a 4-screen TV weekend. And we've got a Daily Fish hook for you here to hit on some of the topics and preview tomorrow night's show that's on here at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Hey, everyone. John Daly here, along with Eric Snyder, a.k.a. Fish. And wow, what a weekend, Fish.
Huge. Wow, look at me. I lost my glasses. I can't even find them right now. Throwing SHIT around. Try being a Texas fan and a Raider fan this weekend. Wow. Just impressive. But great drama between the baseball and the football games. I'm beat up.
You know what? I had my Red Sox last night, and I was for sure certain they were going to blow that game after having a 4-2 lead going into the 8th. And I was like, I'm resigned to it. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, oh, different. So yeah, when you got your heart in your teams, it's difficult. That's for sure. So what was your weekend highlight?
Well, look, the state of Iowa, they're ranked 3rd and they beat Penn State, and it was a great game, 24-21. And when the fans stormed the field because they have nothing else better to do in Iowa, it's their only team they have, girls were taking their tops off. And I don't know if the network caught a lot of it. You know, some were bras. Yeah, that's why I think I threw my glasses broke. But that was the highlight of my weekend because there's all great, the sports that I watch. But I'm coming off the Texas loss. We're up 28-7, and it's the biggest rivalry we have. So I needed some kind of a Xanax. And watching girls take their tops off when they're 23 years old, people call me a pig. But you know what? I'm saying what people are thinking.
Well, all I can say is thank you, Iowa. Yes, that's good. Corn and boobs is what they bring us. I got to tell you, mine was just being able to watch so many games. The Bama game, the fact that Texas A&M upset them.
Yeah.
I mean, I was shocked because last week, of course, typical me, whatever I predict and talk about isn't going to happen. But I thought for sure Bama and Georgia were going to go all the way to the SEC championship. That's going to change, and Georgia's got some good games coming up too. They got to play Florida, so and they got to play Kentucky. So you're going to see a couple of things that could be happening there. So I just thought it was just an incredible weekend of just being able to be around sports, and I had such a fun time. We're going to talk about the Red Sox controversy. With that one play that happened in I believe it was the 11th inning or so. But we're also going to talk about the controversy in Vegas over John Gruden. We'll definitely go more in depth on that. But, you and I have talked about, and talking about it here, we don't need to. We're going to save it for the show tomorrow because there are so many aspects to that story that I think people get tied into one or two things and they miss a lot of things. So we're going to touch on that tomorrow.
Yeah. I covered a team from 1998 to 2002 for America Online. Met the guy. I have my own opinions. I personally liked him a lot. He's a good guy, but things happen, and we're gonna look at every angle of it, the totalitarian aspect of it, and also what kind of people do we want running our organizations? And it's going to be an interesting take. I'm going to quote a couple of quotes I heard from certain talent on ESPN. I thought they were poignant, and it's the one thing I'll say to cap that off is I remember before the game on one of the pregame shows, either Howie Long or it was Terry Bradshaw said that Gruden addressed the team, and the Raiders have gotten off in their first 4 games very slow starts down at halftime. If they come out and punch the Bears in the mouth, that it means that what he said to them on Friday really took onus and let's put this behind us, and we're a collective team. Team chemistry in a locker room is huge in football. Well, the Raiders didn't. It was the flattest performance they had probably in a couple of years. So we'll explore that more tomorrow.
So, and I mentioned about the Red Sox and Rays. That was one of the more memorable games. And I know tomorrow when we're on, the Red Sox and Rays will be playing game 4 of that series. And if the Red Sox win, my God, they could knock out the Rays, who, you and I had originally as they were going to go pretty far. So there's some fun stuff tomorrow that when we're on, we'll be seeing as well.
Tonight, for people watching right now. Tonight, I think whoever wins Game 3 between the Dodgers and the Giants wins that series. And the two best teams I think in baseball are playing each other, so that's great. Both games have been lousy. I mean, we have some lousy games in the playoffs, and we have blood. The Dodgers lose 4-0, and then they win 9-2. The Braves and the Brewers are actually great games. They're all 2-1. Great pitching. Josh Hader, what a great name no one knows about. He's a closer for the Brewers. Phenomenal season this kid's having. Got that long Jacob deGrom hair, Syndergaard hair, and there's great stories. They can't get the Brewers can't get anything out of Christian Yelich in the postseason.
Yep.
I've always said Reggie Jackson went to the Hall of Fame because of what he did in the postseason. Mr. October.
That's true.
Who's Mr. October? John, who's Mr. October this year? Who's the kid? Martinez? He's incredible for the Red Sox right now.
Christian Vasquez.
One of the guys has 8 hits or something like that. He's, I haven't watched one inning of the Red Sox. If his football's on, I'm not watching. Sorry.
By the way, I screwed up. The Rays and Red Sox are tonight. Game 4 is tonight. They'll be off tomorrow when we're on Tuesday. And if there is a Game 5, it'll be in Tampa Bay on Wednesday. So I screwed up the schedule. There's so much going on. And you and I talk about this time of year. I mean, you've really got to concentrate. You got to stay tight to so many different things that are happening. Thank God there's no golf.
Yeah, well, I wish there was a tournament. The way the Ryder Cup went, we talked about that. To crush them was one of the crowning achievements for me personally, crush the Europeans. But we're going to also talk about the National Hockey League tomorrow night, and the season starts as we come on air. You're going to have some East Coast games starting, and we'll preview. I'll give you my predictions of what I think is going to happen. Some teams that could drop off, and some teams that I think that are on the rise in the National Hockey League. And it's going to be fun to see. TNT is going to throw Gretzky and Barkley in there on the desk, the studio analyst desk between periods. ESPN starts their coverage, so I think hockey's going to get more coverage nationally, and that's a good sign for the sport.
I think so. Okay, we're going to talk about what's coming up in the NFL, as well as baseball predictions for the rest of the playoffs, and also some of the big bets coming up for the weekend. The Daily Fish Hardline with John Hardison. He's going to be on with us as he's been now the last 3 or 4 weeks. And I got to tell you, I love listening to his picks because I always go back and see, okay, how did he do?
He came into Shuck's Tavern on Saturday night and he goes, "Did I tell you?" First, he walks to the door and he screams, "Did I tell you to take the over in Oklahoma and Texas?" I don't want to hear it. I said, "I don't give a shit about the over right now." He goes, I know. And it's funny because he's a huge Lions guy. And wow. You imagine losing the way they've lost?
No.
I mean, Dan Campbell, we'll talk about this tomorrow. I mean, he's crying. I'm proud of my guys. I say horse poop, all right? Stop a team. You have 2 leads with 35 seconds to go, and all you got to do is keep the other guy from getting in field goal range. There's no moral victories in sports. I cannot emphasize that more to our audience and young people watching. There's no solace in a moral victory. It's still an L. Am I doing that right? That's a backwards L. It's still an L in the loss column. So you're right. You hit it nail on the head. You got to concentrate. There's a lot of things going on right now. And then in 2 weeks, the NBA starts.
Yeah, that's all right. All right, folks, remember we're live Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific for a full hour of The Grind. Schmuck of the Week, Who's Got Swag, Something Fishy, and a top-notch guest from sports and entertainment. We're still trying to figure out who we're going to have on. We got a number of people that we're talking to, so we're going to figure it all out for you. So also, you can check out our past shows. They're on Facebook and on YouTube. All you got to do is go to Daily Fish Podcast. We have interviews before. We had Johnny Bench on. We have Breaking Bad's Bryan Cranston, Seinfeld's John O'Hurley, and a lot more. But I'm really looking forward to tomorrow night because, as we get ready for the show, all of a sudden things start changing, Fish. So sometimes the show kind of goes off into different directions that we don't even know about.
Yeah, your Red Sox, your team, will be moving on. And when we come on air tomorrow night, and that's great. I mean, still stick with my Dodgers. That team is just loaded, and we'll see. I mean, this is an upset what the Red Sox are pulling with Tampa Bay. I think it's great. I mean, I'm not sold. I mean, again, I'll bring this up now. If you can't sell a goddamn stadium out for a playoff game, move the team. I'm serious. You can't. Yeah. I am so passionate about that. And Tampa can't put fans in their stadium. Got a great baseball team. The World Series last year. You know what it is? They're spoiled with the Lightning, and they're spoiled with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are terrific. Tampa Bay, real quick on the hook. Tampa Bay played a game yesterday, and we're not going to talk about this tomorrow night, with all starting 4 cornerbacks out. The 2 safeties and the 2 cornerbacks are out, and they still won 45-17. So quit talking about injuries, everybody. People are texting me and commenting, this team's injured, that team's injured. No. Tom Brady, that's not an excuse. So any secondaries out? Come on. That's huge.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not saying Miami's gangbusters, but you can't, No. If you're starting quarterbacks out, that's one thing.
So we got a lot to talk about. We'll talk about Kansas City Chiefs there. What's going on with them? We'll talk about actually the St. Louis Cardinals. St. Louis Cardinals did not play well yesterday, but they're 5-0, and they've actually been able to pull together the defense, the offense, the special teams in a way that actually they're 5-0.
Well, I would never do this to you, but who was quarterbacking the St. Louis Cardinals? Was it Jim Hart and was Terry Metcalf in the backfield? Because I was watching the Arizona Cardinals yesterday with Kyler Murray and DeAndre Hopkins. I know what you're saying. Actually, the St. Louis baseball Cardinals could have played better against the Bears than the Raiders did yesterday. They would have had more heart.
Yeah, no, that's true. And so there's just a lot of other things, happening in football as well. What's going on with the Kansas City Chiefs? Can't figure that one out.
No
and the Jacksonville Jaguars. I mean, it's like, come on, you got to win at least one game, you would think, at some point.
20 straight losses. I know you and your beautiful wife, Tara, and your great mother-in-law, Sarah, watch the Browns. If you score 41 points in the game, you win. I was wrong. I told you when we were on the phone this morning. You win 94% of the time. And every pundit this morning, could Baker Mayfield lead this team? Yes, I love Baker Mayfield. You have to have a defense. You have to have pitching in baseball, a goaltender in hockey, and you have to have a defense in football. That's breaking it down to the bottom line.
Well, and think about, Baker Mayfield the week before against the Vikings was horrible. They still won that game 14-7. This week he was phenomenal. He was absolutely incredible. Defense fell apart because they're up against a great Chargers team. That could be the team to beat this year.
I think the Buffalo Bills still are. I'll still take Josh Allen last night. He just, wow. Yeah. You blow out Kansas City in Kansas City, it says something.
Yeah. Yeah. Storm or no storm.
Yeah.
All right. That is the Daily Fish hook for today. Catch us Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific for a full Daily Fish. We air on DBNA television on Roku, Amazon Fire, soon Apple TV, and the Myrtle Beach Golf Channel. We also stream 24/7 on the DBNA television website at dbnatelevision.com. Follow us and like us on Facebook at daily.fish.5 and subscribe on YouTube at you just subscribe on YouTube. Yeah. And email us at dailyfish1@gmail.com. I got so much stuff here. We're on too many things, don't you think?
No, but you look great. This is the view. You got some new software, man. You look like you did when you were 25, man. I got a man crush on you. Not that kind of man crush. I kind of,
No.
if you put some falsies on and you ran that field in Iowa, I guarantee you, all those 80-year-old girls will put their dentures back in their mouth and start talking to you. You look terrific. John, tomorrow's our 25th episode. And I want to thank you. This has been so much fun for me. Really, I make fun of you, make fun of me. It's been a lot of fun and a lot of just one of the highlights of my life. Besides the girls in Iowa taking their tops off, but being with you for the 25th, let's do 200 of these, buddy.
Absolutely, pal. All right, good stuff. We'll see you tomorrow.
Later.
See you, everybody.